Alright, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called The Island 2005. This is a Michael Bay movie from, it's a cloning movie, but it reminds me of Logan's Run. And it's about, it's kind of a Logan's Run ripoff. So it's about this military bunker where they keep clones and they dupe them into thinking that that there's some kind of lottery going on where the chosen person gets to go to this island that's not contaminated, and every other place in the world is contaminated besides the military bunker and the island. It turns out that it's all a fake. It's all a lie, just like Logan's Run. What they're doing is they're taking the clones and harvesting their body parts, the hearts, the livers, the kidneys, and they're selling them for like $5 million to rich folks. They're like insurance policies to give them another 30 to 40 years of life. So there's even artificial insemination clone, which is kind of interesting. So apparently these clones have some of these clones have a defect. Even the character's name, I think, is Lincoln or something, and he man, it's getting hot in here. They like to crank up the heat in my room. So Lincoln has this kind of recessive, rebellious gene, I guess. He follows a bug, which seems kind of odd to him that a bug would be alive in a contaminated world outside. He follows a bug up to the gory chamber, and there's a real funny scene where the football guy is like getting his chest ripped open. He wakes up from deep sedation, starts running all over the place and tackling people. That was classic. And then he witnesses that the Pragos lady who was supposed to go to the island, she got her baby out, and then she got injected with some kind of poison that killed her, and the baby went off to the family who bought it, I guess. Babies for sale. So he witnessed that. He realized that his blondie girlfriend, the other clone, who's not as bright, she doesn't know how to use credit cards and cash. That was pretty funny. Dumb blonde. Anyway, he goes to save her because she's the next one to be picked for the island, and it's the morning where she has to go. So he saves her. They escape. There's a lot of action from that point on. I mean, it's just pretty much nonstop action. And pretty decent action scenes, I might add, however implausible they may seem. Just cool stuff. I love this flick. I mean, I'm giving it 5 out of 5 stars. So they go into the so-called contamination area. Of course, it's not contaminated, just filled with normal so-called human people as opposed to the lower class clone people. So it's kind of an analogy between racism, I guess, and people are racist against the clones. They're just like body parts to dispose of, that kind of thing. Um, but the company in the underground bunker that's doing this, that's harvesting these clones for their organs, they're they're kind of keeping it secret. Like they're pretending like it's just all this thumping type creature, non-human, that's giving all these organs to people. That's how they sell it. It's kind of like a fraudulent business, I guess, because they're making people believe that it's this monster thing that's spitting out all these organs and babies and stuff. But actually, it's the clones who look exactly like the humans. So the only thing I didn't understand is, why does the clone have memories of his, I guess, original? Why does the clone remember the original's boat design? That part didn't make sense to me. Okay, but I'm not saying that it just detracts from the movie at all. So they're being chased by this former military guy. He's black, so he's used to oppression. And he changes his mind and helps the clones at the end. So that was kind of odd. Initially, their plan is to get the original guy, the original Lincoln guy, who has a Scottish accent, not very good, I might add. And they want to get him to put both Lincoln and his blondie girlfriend on television to speak the truth about this company. He doesn't do that. He doesn't want to help his insurance policy, because he wants to use the organs for himself. He's selfish. So he kind of leads them to this former paramilitary outfit. I guess you call it like the special forces in Iraq, the private military forces, that kind of thing. So they're posing as police chasing these guys, and at one point the clone has I should say the original has a gun to the head of the clone. And at first, one of them says, "Don't kill my clone. I want my body parts." And then both of them say, "I'm the clone. No, I'm the clone." So the paramilitary dumbass, he shoots the original, thinking that he shot the clone. But when they bring back the body, they figure out that they put the bracelet on the wrong wrist. That's another thing I didn't understand. Like, who put the bracelet on there and why was it on there? So a little bit of plot hole there. And, oh well, it doesn't detract from the movie, like I said. So they decide, okay, they think I'm Lincoln, so I'm going to go back there disguised as Lincoln. I mean, they think I'm the original, Lincoln says. So I'm going to go back there disguised as the original. And I'm going to try to free all my clone brethren. That's pretty much the end of the movie. You can guess what the result is. Um, yeah, it's pretty much the same as Logan's Run, if you've seen that. Um, so pretty cool movie. I'm not saying that I object to it being a ripoff or the plot holes or whatnot. I thought the acting was rather lame, which kind of added to the cheese factor. But you look at reviews and they say, "Oh, these actors are great. I'm a big fan." I'm not familiar with these actors other than the guy, the football player who got his chest ripped open, the funny guy. Um, so I don't really know what other movies they've done or what other great works of art they've performed. But okay, I'm giving this one 5 out of 5 stars. Okay, I'm going to tell you about my dating misadventures, the misadventures of online dating. Okay, so I asked this 18-year-old Chinese girl, lives in Ingleside, close to SF State, SF City College around there. Her family is from Vietnam. I asked her for a coffee date, right, online. So she accepted. Uh, she's got some kind of old guy fetish. She watches daddy cream pie porn, if you can believe that. She's like one in a million. I mean, she just graduated from high school last year. She's going to medical school in Connecticut. She wants to be a neurosurgeon or a psychologist or some shit. She got good grades, but I come to find out that she's got this kind of a jaded past. She prostituted herself 4 times during college last year. She sold her body for money, and then she said she got raped and harassed by a couple of other guys, which is not at all surprising considering that she's an underage binge drinker, and she likes to wear whore clothes. Like she's she, she's the ultimate hoe, if you know what I mean. And you got, according to Willie D, you got to let a hoe be a hoe. But I'll get to that later. Okay. So I say, sure. How about this week? And she goes, well, yeah, we can do Friday. Oh, wait a minute. I have plans. So what she did was she stacked a couple of dates before mine. We're supposed to go next Wednesday to see Rogue One in 3D at the Metreon IMAX theater on Mission Street. Okay. The first thing she tells her dates is, I don't like sex, which is a blatant lie. So what she does on OkCupid is she uses it to get sex from rich guys, basically. Okay. So she met a couple rich guys before she met me. She deliberately stacked them because I told her what my income level was, and it wasn't over 100,000. So it didn't meet her specifications. All right. So she stacked 2 rich guys before me. The first guy on Wednesday didn't text her enough, I guess. So she lost interest, even though she thought it went well, which was a joke. She fucked him, of course. She likes it doggy style, apparently. Doggy style cream pie, which means no condom, okay? And then she friggin' kind of gave up on him. We're texting each other in the meantime. She and I are texting each other like 100 times. Like she tells me she's super clingy and whatnot. And I send her a picture, like half naked picture, right? Just to show her that I wasn't fat per se, but I had big shoulders, arms, and chest, and My legs were pretty muscular too. So for somebody my height, right? Because I'm 240 pounds, she was expecting like 150 to 180 or something ridiculous. I mean, 6'2", 150 to 180. I've never been at that level, even when I smoked cigarettes. Okay, so I told her I was mostly muscle, and I proved it to her. She liked my pictures. I sent her pictures of my son. She wanted to see my son. I told her I don't have my son on those days that you want to meet me, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The only days when her mom isn't watching her or tracking her on the GPS app. And rightly so, I might add, given her libertine, avaricious lifestyle. God, if I had a daughter like that, I'd be ripping my hair out, man. No wonder her dad drinks Hennessy, open a container in the car. Okay, so her date on Friday. I know she's gonna tell me all about it. So I say, so I text her. Yeah, I don't. I won't ask you how your date went, but I'm sure you'll tell me all about it. Oh boy, did she ever! Okay, this guy's a doctor, so basically he makes this phony promise, like Bill Clinton-esque promise, that if she fucks him, then he'll help her get through medical school and stuff. Yeah, that worked really well for Monica Lewinsky, but she buys it despite me telling her that it was a total joke. She thinks they hit it off really well. And so she cancels our Wednesday date for the Rogue One at the IMAX theater in on Mission Street. All right. So this had to be one of the worst girls, the most evil, like spawned from hell girls that I've ever come across. Granted, I did date a girl one time from Brazil who took my bank card back in the 80s, and she emptied out all the money. And then she started depositing empty envelopes in the ATM. This was before they had the fancy ATM machines. And then she started taking money out of the empty envelopes, and I got in big trouble with the bank. Like, they closed my account. I couldn't get a bank account anywhere for years. And I think she ended up in jail or something. I don't know what happened to her, but she said she didn't like the lesbians there. That was just like poetic justice right there. Oh, I don't like the lesbians in jail. Oh man, she got what was coming to her. So, anyways, this girl is not as bad, but she's pretty close. I mean, I told her she wanted to be friends with me, even though she canceled my date, which really pisses me off when women do that. Oh, they canceled. Oh, I can't meet you on such and such a date, but let's be friends. So I told her, I'm going to tell you the same thing I told my last date. I'm not interested in occasional friends, which is kind of a lie, because I do have a friend in Seattle, and of course there's Audra Hendo in Wisconsin, I guess. But yeah, I told her I don't want occasional friends, because I'm looking for a girlfriend or a wife, a steady relationship, something like that. And besides, who knows if these guys have gonorrhea or some shit. I don't want that shit, man. So that was the last text message I sent to her. She hasn't texted me all day long. She thinks this doctor with the Audi car and and his own place to live. Oh my God. He's like, she's like all googly eyed over him. He's like a daddy cream pie porn star, she told me. But I bet you he's younger than I am, which kind of works to my advantage. I told her, call me when you're done throwing your body at rich guys. And that was the last thing I said to her. So it was just a nightmare trying to, show my affections for this 18-year-old girl, Chinese, totally hot, and dresses like a hoe. And it was just like a total nightmare. I knew it was hopeless from the beginning, really. And I tried to annoy her on purpose. I took a picture of a cum shot on an old T-shirt that I had laid out on a bed. I wanted to show her how far I could shoot my cum, because she said that she could never feel guys' cum squirts. So I told her, well, she could feel mine. And she goes, oh, maybe 5 years from now. But in all honesty, I don't think there's ever going to be a cure to her nymphomania, addiction, whatever you want to call it. Because people like that just keep doing it over and over and over again till they get gonorrhea. Honest to God. That's why I don't want to go near her, because I don't want that shit. And she's dirty. Okay? Doing a doggy style without a condom with I don't know, 10 different guys in the past year. That's just dirty. To me, it's bound to spread disease. It's only a matter of time. Let me put it to you that way. So pretty interesting gal. I was glad that I came across her, because now I know what to expect. Next time an 18-year-old wants to go to coffee with me or a movie or whatever, yeah, this is kind of generation that I'm dealing with now. I'm not saying that it's going to happen anytime in the next 4 years, but if it does, at least I know what to expect. Okay? I've never come across this situation before in my entire life, and I filed a complaint with OkCupid. I said, look, this girl's a prostitute, and she's using OkCupid to get sex from rich guys. Not necessarily because I have an objection to be whores or prostitutes per se, but she just pissed me off when she canceled that date. I mean, she thinks the doctor is gonna keep it going. Yeah, we'll see how that lasts. And I don't know if the authorities are gonna go catching her in the act of exchanging sex for money, but I don't really care either way. I just wanted to let OkCupid know, and sure enough, they deleted her profile instantly, 3 a.m. So her profile is finito, and she probably knows it's me too, so she probably won't go back to me, which is a good thing. Because I don't think she'll ever change. I just had to share that story with you because it was so outlandish and so crazy. Yeah. Man. She tells guys that she doesn't want sex, she's not interested, and then on the day or the time that they actually meet, they have sex because she's too greedy. It's like she's got a guilty conscience in the back of her head, but she's too greedy. And I don't know if it's Chinese or Vietnam or what the hell her her fucking problem is, man. But she's definitely got some issues, and I wasn't able to overcome her cultural barrier. Let me just put it to you that way. You know, being Chinese, having a family from Vietnam, and growing up in San Francisco, those are three strikes you're three strikes you're out. I'm not saying that her environment caused her behavior. She's responsible for her own behavior, but still, it didn't help. Okay, let me put it to you that way. Oh man, what a crazy woman! What a fucked up whack woman! And I just have to laugh. And I was just so glad when she said, "Oh, let's cancel on Wednesday," because I was just waiting for her to do that the entire week. You know who goes on OkCupid and brags about dating other guys while promising to date you, and then brags about fucking both of the guys, and tells you that you don't make enough income. She's the only one who's ever done that in the last 4 years. So I'll give her credit. You know, she's definitely one of a kind. Not the kind that I'm looking for, unfortunately. Her looks are about the only thing that are going for her, and she knows it too. That's probably why she tries to exploit her looks and whatnot. It's completely nuts. I never thought I'd be able to psychoanalyze a prostitute, but now I have a pretty good idea of what's going on inside her mind, especially after watching that friggin' Nymphomaniac movie, part 1 and part 2. I'm starting to believe that it's for real, especially when I was a medical malpractice insurance underwriter. Okay, one of the managers says once a doctor sexually harasses a patient, it's like a never-ending thing where they just keep doing it over and over and over again. I think she's going to be like that. She's going to sexually harass her patients, and either that or she'll get busted for prostitution. So either way, her career is going to be. I mean, you can't uphold a professional reputation as a doctor and behave like that. Even the doctor who fucked her is being unprofessional by making that false promise to her and making her all googly-eyed to go to medical school. It's just way bizarre. And if I could make a movie about the last, I don't know, 7 days, I'd do it. It would be totally like an hour and a half, 2 hours of movie material. And I'm just going through the tip of the iceberg, man. I should have saved all the text messages, but you know, I'm sure I'll get subpoenaed if she is in fact caught for prostitution. And it's just completely bizarre. I don't know what to say. I'm surprised she hasn't texted me about having her OkCupid profile removed. I mean, if she has half a brain, she knows it's me, because I was only one of 3 guys that she was going to date, or maybe there was a 4th guy on Monday, but it's just way crazy. I don't know what she's been doing all winter, but I guess she's been doing this. Although her OkCupid profile is pretty new, so it might be just us 4. who are involved in this kind of scandalous thing. I mean, she's legal age of consent. I looked her up. I looked her name up on Google, and her friggin' lacrosse freshman high school stats came up from 2012, and she sent me a photo text of her ID with certain sections blotted out. But I could see her birthday, and it was like 1998, I want to say. April 15, 1998, yeah. And I knew she was going to be trouble, but I didn't think she would be nearly this much trouble. Okay, she's definitely got some issues. And it's ironic that she wants to be a psychologist. And she's a friggin' prostitute, alcoholic, and just all in general horror. Like, unbelievable. And she won't do any other sexual position besides doggy style. Okay? How fucking boring is that? I told her to get hairy armpits and stuff, make it interesting, maybe water sports, anal. But she just goes, ew. Which is the response that I expected from her. And that was the response that I was hoping for, actually. She's just so immature and so naive. It's unreal. And I tried to kind of lecture her, kind of point her in the right direction, but that was a complete lost cause. She said I was cocky, but she wouldn't even give me a chance to show her what I meant by taking her to that movie. God knows what else, catching gonorrhea from those other guys. So I just had to tell that story. I know I've been going on for like a half an hour on this subject, but it really just, it's a story that's just, I never thought would happen to me. It's just like way bizarre, and definitely something that I'll remember for a long, long time. So my son likes to screen the women by looking at their pictures, okay? I'll tell her, oh, look, I'm going to date this woman. And she'll go, oh, no, she's Chinese. In this case, he was right, man. And I should listen to my son more often and try to have an attraction to white women or something. That's what he tells me. I should date white women instead. He's probably right, but I'm not attracted to white women. I don't know why. It's probably been the reason why I've had 2 failed marriages too. So yeah, I'll let you go. I love this flick. 5 out of 5 stars. Highly recommended. Check it out later.